Hey everyone, welcome to Millennium Computers online 5-minute tutorial series. Today's course is a strictly administrative course, and we're actually going to be working at the site admin level. So if you do not have access to site administration off your tab strip, that's actually going to be a prereq for the functionality I'm going to demonstrate in today's course. So within site admin, I'm going to answer the question today: how do I make global edits to my filter controls? Now, here's the thing. When we deliver reports to you, there are many occasions where you might want to change the language or sort order of some of your filter controls or columns, and we've covered these features in other tutorials. But what also sometimes happens is there are certain filter controls that may not apply to your institution. Now, that may be the case for the time being, and it could be a temporary thing, or it could be permanent. There may simply be filter controls that you guys are never going to use, and you actually want to turn off globally for all reports. Now, the tutorials we've covered in the past show you how to manage these features going report by report. But what if there's a filter control you know that you want to disable entirely, and that means for all reports and all end users? That's why we're working at the site administration level. Within site admin, you have the ability to now make global edits to all reports for all end users. It's just a bit of a time saver if you know, in fact, that you want to completely disable or modify certain fields on a global level. Once you have access to site admin, you're going to access this particular feature from Layout and then look for Controls. When you land on this page, first thing I would do is choose an application. You probably have access to more than one application, but you want to make sure you select the correct one from the drop-down. Let's use finance reporting for today. But because we're working at the site admin level, this is something that's going to work exactly the same across all applications in FAST. Now, we could refine this to a page name, but the thing is, that wouldn't really provide us any benefit from doing this at the report or application level, right? If I'm just changing one page at a time, I may as well just do that using the admin tab on the actual reporting page. What I want to do is make global modifications to all reports or all pages within finance reporting. We also have a control field, and this is going to be pretty important. Let me execute this report first with the control field blank and show you what this looks like. This is giving me now a total record count of 808. So that's a lot of data. This is showing me all pages and all filter controls on all pages. What that means is this is a pretty massive list. I do suggest refining this in some way. Let me go back to filter options and show you one option. What I would do here is enter a filter control, some or all, of a filter that you know you want to disable or modify globally for all your end users. I'm going to change the dropdown from equal to like. And I'm going to add the text here, %, which is a wildcard, and the word manager, and re-execute that report. So what we have now is a little bit more precise of a data set. I have 92 records, and I have a whole bunch of different page names. I didn't refine this by a specific reporting page. Keep in mind, I'm trying to make a global change here to all reports. And in this case, I'm looking for all reports with the filter control that includes the word manager. Now notice I still have two filter controls here. There are two fields that corresponded to my control search. One is Fund Finance Manager, one is Org Finance Manager. Maybe I want to refine that a little bit more. I'm going to click on Control and apply a custom filter. I'm going to enter the word Fund, keep the drop-down as Like, and apply that filter. Now I have a data set of 47 records, and it's only including the field or filter control of Fund Finance Manager, or Fund Fin Manager in this case. Now, if I scroll over to the right-hand side, what we're getting a glimpse of here is every single report that has a filter control of the Fund Finance Manager field. Now, what if Fund Finance Manager is a field that I am not using at all at my institution or in my ERP in general? This is a control that I don't actually want end users to see because it's only going to cause confusion. I really believe strongly in disabling those fields that you're not using. It doesn't mean they're gone for good. You can always re-enable them if you change business processes and actually begin using these fields at a future date. Let me show you what you can actually change on this page at a global level. Under the control field, notice this field is data editable. I can change the title to something else. Maybe I do use that field in my ERP, but I'm not using it to collect fund finance manager information. Or maybe my end users understand that to be something else. I can change the text to correspond with the language my end users will understand. If I scroll over, I can also edit the sort order, the range. The cookie trail can be turned on or off. I can enable or disable the show and compare box. I could also make this field mandatory on any reports that I wanted to. And the most important part of this page, I think, is the ability to disable it from every single report. This is also data enterable. Notice if I begin deselecting the checkboxes under the enable column, pretty typical data entry functionality here. The cells are going to turn yellow and my data entry toolbar has been activated. I can now undo those edits or save the edits. What I'm doing now is globally turning off this filter control for every single report within Fast Finance Reporting. I can disable all, some, or just a handful, but the nice advantage of using this feature at the site admin level is it gives me the flexibility to make changes to all reports at one time. If I turn off all of these checkboxes, save my changes, and re-execute any of my baseline reports on this list, they're no longer going to contain the control filter of Fund Finance Manager. This is a great way to alleviate confusion from your end users and make sure the data they see corresponds literally with what they understand the searches to be. I'm a big believer in turning information off that's not relevant, and at a later date, if you begin using that field, just come on back in, re-enable those fields for all reports, and end users will see them immediately. I hope this has been a helpful overview. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you again next time. Thanks for joining us for today's video. I hope it was helpful, and please be sure to stay tuned for new video content as it's released. And as always, please email me your suggestions for new video content at training@mcsl.com.